of IRC Elite League, and we are here at the Temple of Speed here in Monza for round 14 then of the IRC World Championship from the Elite League. So this is the fastest track on the calendar in terms of average speed, so you are going to be in full thrill ride this afternoon and this evening. And we'll go through a couple of the we've got a couple of new drivers in, I think, this evening, so we'll just go through them in a second and have a look to see have a look at the background and see what those guys are doing. Of course, so we're going to start on a bit of a somber note, unfortunately. Of course, we've lost the legend of the sport in terms of Niki Lauda. So it's a massive shame that is the three-time world champion. Of course, the man in the background of Mercedes as well for so many years. Of course, a lot of people say that he was one of the main reasons that Lewis Hamilton went to Mercedes. So it's some massive blow. It was a bit of a shock to wake up to that yesterday. So, and as you'll see, a lot of the drivers will be sporting red helmets or similar colour helmets to mark Niki Lauda's career. So yeah, it's such a shame really. The triple world champion, was only 5 other drivers have actually with won more titles than Niki Lauda. So yeah, of course, Ferrari driver, McLaren driver, because he was also with the Jaguar, Ferrari and the Mercedes team as well, wasn't he, throughout his tenure. So it's a big shame that we've lost such a legend in the sport. I will be joined in a minute by Matt, of course, the founder and the main man of IRC. So hopefully he will find his headset in a minute, and then we'll be all ready to go.
I found it.
Excellent. You right, Matt? How's it going?
All good, mate. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Looking forward to this Italian Grand Prix. Probably one of my more favourite ones because it's such a traditional, old school track. This is.
It's a fan's favourite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one that it was in danger of being taken off the calendar, wasn't it? About a couple of weeks ago, but luckily it's got a contract now till 2024, isn't it? That's what I last read.
I think so, yeah. So, did you have a nice birthday?
Oh yeah, thanks. Yeah, it was really good. Turning the big 3-0 now. I know. Life starts now. We're on board with Slim MV. He's now going to start his lap here in Monza. Of course, Monza has been on the calendar. Well, the Italian Grand Prix has been on the calendar every year, apart from one, I think, which was 1951, possibly. You might mention in the comments I might be wrong on that one, but I'm sure I heard it somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, how are you doing now? Yeah, because I think you've just come back off holiday as well. How was your week away?
Brilliant. Just what we needed.
And
Just what we needed.
it was Spain, wasn't it?
Yes.
Nice. I bet the weather was really good over there as well, wasn't it?
Better than it was here.
Good old UK weather. I must admit, it's been soaring out there recently. I must admit, it's not very good for the ginger population. We have to get our sunscreen on. As we're just watching Slim now, who's on the medium tyres, just going under the old bank in here. The tyre selection is the medium, the soft, and the super soft, I believe. This is coming through the Ascari chicane now and coming down to the Parabolica. In the yeah, I think Nigel's in there as well, so he's one of our new drivers. We'll go through them for the new drivers in a second. So we've got 16 drivers, so we've got a nice healthy grid again. Of course, for Q1 we're only going to be losing one driver, but yeah, it's still going to be quite fast and furious for the next 13 minutes.
And Lennon, I'm assuming he's doing midway through, is he?
I believe so, yeah. He's running a bit late, Lennon is. That might compromise him in terms of his setup options, because he must have to start with a default setup, I believe.
Yes, quite firmly.
Yeah, so that might be a big blow for Lennon, but he's all these guys are very talented drivers. So even though they will have a default setup, I still expect Lennon to be there or thereabouts, because that's why these guys are elite, because they can drive around some of the problems that they may face. I mean, if I try the default setup, I'll be getting lapped quite a lot.
That'll be interesting to see how Nigel does, because obviously we've both know how fast he is.
Yeah, no.
Elite can be interesting.
Yeah, and of course we also had a couple of other new drivers last week as well. So it's nice to see some new faces in, and hopefully they can be full time on the grid as well. Because of course, the more the merrier. As at the moment we got Jamie, who's top at the moment on a 1:19.9, and then Orr is second on a 1:22.5. Slim only third at the moment, but remember he's on the medium tyre, so that's the slowest compounding tyre. The Gort fourth, as Geordie is fifth at the moment. We're just on board with one of the new guys, so it's so's on. I'm going to wait for someone to correct me on my pronunciations of the drivers. He's in the number 13 car.
Just call him Soz.
Yeah, we'll call him Soz.
I must admit, watching the stream last week, I was impressed with Jamie. You know Jamie.
Yeah, he's looking very strong, isn't he?
Yes. Stays out of trouble and gets on what he's doing. Maybe not the fastest, but just stays out of trouble, gets on with his own race, and it's worked for him, I think.
Yeah, I think that's half the battle, isn't it? Trying to stay out of trouble, especially when you're in the midfield.
It would have been good to stay out of trouble last week in the Super.
Yes. If last week we had two amazing Grand Prix in Belgium, which you expect nothing less from one of the best tracks in the world. Of course, the Elite guys put on a hell of a show as well, and a lot of them were struggling to get up over Rouge because the car is very light at the top there and into Radion. And also, we in the Super League, we had a replay of the 1998 Grand Prix where we lost 8 odd cars. Well, it was more than 8 cars. We only had 8 left at the end of that one. It was an incredible pile-up.
I watched it back. I think it was yesterday, and the coulthard when he goes across the track was exactly the same as the start of that big crash we had in Suffolk. It started it all off.
The only difference was it was wet back in '98, but it was an incredible crash. From the spectators' point of view, it was amazing to see. I've never seen a big crash like that online. It was great to see. Well, from a fan's point of view, not sure if the drivers would be too impressed with that, but
it caused a few headaches. We'll just say no more.
And now BP has just crossed the line in the Sauber. Of course, BP since he's come back, I must admit, his pace has been there or thereabouts. It's been really strong. BP has in the last few races, and yeah, we'll go through the championship standings in a minute once I can find myself, as organised as usual. As we're just watching FA now come through the Parabolica now in the Red Bull. Of course, so we've got Soz, who's a new driver on the grid. We've also got Nigel as well, and of course Stam, who made a debut last week, and hopefully he'll be trying to improve on that debut and get his feet under the table. FA goes 7th fast at the moment. Unfortunately, Stam has retired, so that's not a good start.
He had a flag result. I'm sure that was an accident.
Yeah, I wonder if he did it at Scare possibly, and that's usually where. Oh, it wasn't. It was that yellow flag at the Parabolica. Oh dear, he's lost the wheel at the exit of the Parabolica. That's interesting. I've never seen that was a pretty good effort to get over to that side of the track. Impressive. So that's unfortunate for Stam, who's he was on the medium tyres, so I wonder if he just struggled with the cold tyres, because it is pretty hard to get the tyres up to temperature, isn't it, around here when you're on the hardest tyre?
Interesting the choices from Q2.
Yeah, what would you go on without revealing the secrets? Because usually when I ask Kyle, he kind of like skirts around the issue. But what tyre would you go on without like revealing like everything? Because all the super drivers will definitely be watching, ready for tomorrow.
What compound, soft, hard, and super soft?
It's the super soft, soft, and the medium tyre.
I would try to qualify.
Yeah, because I think that, as we've seen with Stam possibly, it's very hard to get the tyre temperature up to a decent window, and if you're going off the grid, then you're just going to be a sitting duck, aren't you?
Obviously, if that didn't work, you'd have to run to the super soft slow on Q2. Ideal scenario with soft.
And Carton was coming across the line, but it looks like he's cruising back to the pit lane. Of course, this is one of the most difficult pit lanes of the whole of the whole calendar, in my opinion, because you're blasting out the final parabolica and you have to slow down to 80 kph. It's one of the most difficult things to do. Remember, we haven't got pit assist on in the Elite League, so it's that's another skill for the drivers to get their head around. I'm sure they've all been practicing it most of the week, because I certainly would have been. So you can gain a lot of time coming in and out of that pit lane. So we're just watching Andy now coming up to the Ascari chicane. As one of my favourite parts of the track. I love the Ascari chicane, and it's also a place where you can easily get wrong as well, though. So if you get it wrong, you'll be on the inside of the Armco quite easily. The back end gets very light coming to the power of vodka. Sorry.
He had a good showing last weekend, didn't he?
He did. He had it was a very good showing. It was one of the more impressive drives from Cole. And he's a very good driver. Well, all of these guys are very good drivers. 5th position there for Cole Andy at the moment. So this is more of a test session now, unfortunately, with Stam unable to complete a lap. So all these guys will go through the Q2, but it's not going to be a waste as such, because this is a good opportunity to get your eye into to see how the car feels and getting ready for Q2, and of course that all important shootout for pole position, which where the top 10 go for the fastest time. As
I'm hoping the karting can step it up a bit. Seems to be struggling a little bit. That's not the form that we used to.
It's been because he's had because I must admit I remember riding on board with him. I think it was Canada or France, one of them races where I really enjoyed going on board with karting, because he's one of those drivers that like to have the car alive underneath him. It's brilliant stuff. It's like a young Lewis Hamilton back when he first started at McLaren. Awesome stuff to see. But yeah, it's unfortunate, really, isn't it? He's it's a head game, isn't it? This is so. It's just.
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Yeah, it's a head game, isn't it? Really, where you just lose momentum, don't you? And James retired, but hopefully but he's in the pit, so yeah, I think he's up for that.
I mean, karting on his day is one of the best on the track, in my opinion. It just didn't seem to have his day.
And Crazy Power goes 7th. I definitely agree with that, because I think that battle in the British Grand Prix between himself, Vanquish, and Vanquish and the two Ferraris was one of the best battles I've ever seen. It was amazing to see. There's a Crazy just goes straight on it to the chicane there. Amazing stuff that was. The top 4 were just battling all through the race. It was great to see, and that underlines Carton's potential as well, because those 3 drivers he was fighting against are top class drivers as well. We all know about Vanquish's performance and pace. He's basically like a robot. I keep saying. he's amazing, and but unfortunately. I was going to say, actually, I've just realised that he's not either. So Vanquish, the championship leader, is not here today, unfortunately. So I'm not sure why that is, but I hope he's enjoyed himself.
I think he's on holiday.
He's on holiday, is it? Well, I hope you enjoy yourself, Vanquish, and we're looking forward to seeing you back on the track fairly soon. Of course, we also got to give a good shout out to Dave, who's getting married this weekend. So good luck, Dave. Hope the best day of your life it will be. So good luck there. And I think you're going.
Yes, but I'm going down. I'm driving down there on Friday.
Yeah,
invited. Yeah, somebody dropped out. That's why I got in.
On standby, it don't matter, does it?
No, it should be a good day. It's a good weather.
Yeah, and he's a very good lad. I've only known these guys not too long, to be honest, but yeah, ever since I've joined the league, it's been a brilliant laugh, and yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm good. Looking forward to look forward to seeing the pictures as well, because you still see some of the pictures from the stag do, which is legendary.
Karting won into Sauber, I think it was 10.
Ooh, has he got any damage, Carton? We're just caught back on with Carton. The only saving grace for Carton is that Stam's already out of the car, unfortunately. But yeah, and I think because Carton's on 129.5 at the moment, so he should be all right. But yeah, that's not good if he's going to the back of someone, is it? He did get 5-place grid penalty, which is quite lucky, because those can be quite harsh around in qualifying. So we're going to ride on board with Nigel then in the he comes over the grid actions now then. So this is of course Nigel making his debut, as is Saul. Saul's is up into 5th at the moment, so he's looking very good as well. As now coming down to the first chicane. And look at how late they brake there. That was amazing. Just after the 100-metre ball, the stopping power on these cars are immense. Now coming through Curva Grande now, of course. One of my favourite memories was Sebastian Vettel going on the outside of Fernando Alonso, I believe, in 2011. Now I think the opposite happened in 2012. But of course, I think Vettel pushed his luck there a bit and got a penalty. Now coming into the first Les mode here. Yeah. I was a big Alonso fan back then, which was interesting because being a Hamilton fan and an Alonso fan really back then wasn't very it wasn't great. But yeah, I must admit, I think Alonso dragging that Ferrari to the follow race of the season within the chance to win the championship was spectacular. Now Nigel's come down to the yeah, and there's only 1 minute to go. Blimey, this qualifying session has gone very quick. So as Nigel goes up into 6th position at the moment, so a good time there from Nigel. So he's just, look at that, how closely the two debutants are literally neck and neck there in 6th and 7th position. So yeah, the only person we're going to lose in the first qualifying session is Stam. But
Geordie. That's a good show.
Yeah, Geordie. We've seen in recent races. Geordie's, as you can see, he's got the Nicky Lauda tribute helmet on because the red and white there, the famous red and white. And yeah, Geordie in the last couple of races has been very. It's been great to see Geordie defend. I've been really entertained by watching Geordie. I think Germany was one of the highlights for me. It was brilliant stuff.
We all run about these drivers being the fastest, but some of the best at defending as well.
Yeah, they are. It's very hard to defend as well, isn't it? It's you have to position the car in the exact right place, and you cannot dull the momentum either when you're going out, especially around here. If you don't get a good exit out of the parabolica, you're going to be eaten alive because that start finish straight is so long. And we're just on board Jordan now as he's just cruising in now. So that's the end of Q1 almost. And unfortunately we've lost Stam, but I don't think a lot of these guys have shown their true pace yet. I doubt Carton has. Carton is not not that slow. Oh yeah, no, of course Slim's done that on the five lap old medium tyres as well, so expect Slim to be jumping up the order as well. So yeah, this is, as I said, this is just kind of a just kind of get their eye in, ready for Q2 and Q3 when the real action's about to begin. And yeah, so yeah, don't worry. And Slim, talking to Slim, he's coming across the line now, and he's done 6 laps on those medium tyres. So I wonder if he's getting like a race kind of setup going here, just to see how he's feeling.
I wonder if he's been out from the start.
He looks like it, hasn't he? Because 6 laps around here is yeah, it's just been going round and round there. Of course, Slim is second in the championship, I believe. I haven't got the championship table with me at the moment, which is very poor of me. Have you got the championship?
No. Don't think it's been posted. I'll have a look now. I'll run a bit of a lull.
So yeah, my apologies. At the end of Q1 then, literally we just lost Stam unfortunately, as he just looks like lost at the exit of the parabolica. So the top 15 drivers have gone for anyway. So don't take these times into consideration. It's basically like a practice session. But Carton was last at the moment. Then we had Slim, Orr, Crazy Power, Lucas, the Gort, Co-Andy, Fa, Nigel, Soz, the new Greek driver on his debut, Farf, BP, Samster, and so on. Now we're going into Q2 now, so this is where the strategy really begins. And I sound like
second, Sean.
Yeah, no problem. And this is where, unfortunately, I'm going to sound like a broken record here, but we always have new fans join. We hopefully have new fans join us every week. So this Q2 session is very important for your tyre choice. If you get through to Q3, you must start on the tyres which you set the fastest lap on. So yeah, all the regular fans will definitely know about that. As I'm just sharing the link with the two groups. That's why I went quiet, because I can't multitask. I'm just terrible at it. And out comes Slim then, so this is where we're going to see the action really unfold now. As yeah, so I remember Monza used to be one of the later races of the championship. We're on round 14, and we've still got another 6-7 races to go. As now that Slim then comes out, he's on the soft tyre. Slim is. We got Lucas out, who's on the super soft tyre, so he's going for an attacker strategy right away. Car number 4, of course. Lando Norris is the man that uses that number these days. Max Chilton used to use it when the numbers first came into play in 2014. And now coming into the second Monza chicane, and accidentally that's because we've got a gravel trap on the outside there to catch out the unwary. Now into the first lesson, you can see the shade doesn't really help the drivers pinpoint the brake in, and then into the second lesson it's a lot more tighter, and of course the car does usually, it can spit you on the inside or outside of that barrier, and then we've seen a lot of drivers in the past that have unfortunately just found the wall there. Now coming to the Ascara chicane, as we said earlier on in qualifying, it's a very very fast chicane as well. Now coming into the Lesmo. Sorry, not the Lesmo, the Parabolica. So Lucas is the first man then out of the pit. You can see we've got Ferrari and a Force India behind. And now into the Parabolica now then for Lucas. Of course, the Greek driver. It's great to see the Greeks back. We haven't had any comments for the Greeks yet. So there's no football on this week, I don't think, because the football season is basically over. And now Lucas is going to hopefully we'll get some comments from the Greeks soon. But yeah, Lucas is starting his lap now, coming into the first chicane. You got to get your braking point absolutely spot on, otherwise you would invalidate the lap, because this track around here is not. It can be very easy to invalidate your lap around here. Now coming into Curva Grande there, it's very scary. That corner is in the wet. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the car to just like go into the inside, and you can see Lucas using all the track, just keeping the outside wheel on the track so he doesn't lose any time in the gravel trap. Into the first Lesmo now. You can see again using all the track. I think he just dipped his wheel on the gravel. Now it's the second one again. Look at the car. Oh, he's in the wall. He's in the wall, Lucas is, and he's damaged his front wing. That's the end plate gone. There, Slim just gets out of the way there. And he was getting a bit leery out of the second chicane, then into the first and second Lesmo. So unfortunately for Lucas, he's going to have to come back in the pits and have another crack. That's unfortunate for Slim.
Sorry, Sean, I'm talking to him.
Oh, my bad. So I was going to say, yeah, if I do go a bit, wild, just tell me to calm it down. Lucas is coming across the line. Well, I wouldn't say that. Lucas is coming.
To be honest, mate, I've not heard one bad comment about the video, so you'll crack on with it.
Oh, nice. That's always a good thing. I'm surprised anyone can understand my Forester accent.
We call you the farmer. We call you the farmer.
Yeah, I'll bet. I'll go back to my farmer accent after this. Yeah, sorry. What was you saying then whilst she was on mute?
No, sorry. I was just on board with Lucas as he spun.
Hit the wall. It's quite easy to do, isn't it? Because he looked a bit leery coming out of the second chicane in the first Lesmo. He was dipping it. I didn't think he dipped his tyre on the outside the gravel on the second chicane, but he was getting dangerously close to the outside of the track there, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
His outside tyre on the gravel, the 3 corners as well.
Yeah, he was getting dangerously close.
Turning.
Is that? Do you think? Because do you think that he might have to go back in and change a bit of the setup on the display? Yeah.
Well, I've noticed he's just pitted and some damage.
Yeah, I think he hit the wall quite hard, to be honest. Because we were talking about that in first qualifying. Jamie, once again, is, as you said, Matt, he's looking very strong out there, isn't he, at the moment? And he's topping the timesheets, looking very good. Jamie is, and he's only going to get better and better.
I've been really impressed with him. And I watched the race last week, and he just seems to be always there or thereabouts.
yeah, I'm looking forward to what he can see in his what he can do in his first season, next season, in the second season of Elite. Of course, F1 2019 coming out very soon, and I'm hoping that all these drivers will be back. And I'm looking forward to seeing what some of these guys can do. Jamie, of course, one of them. How is he going to fare up against Vanquish in the full season? That's going to be interesting. Of course, we're going to expect Carton to bounce back as well. We've also got Slimbo and Samster. Samster at the beginning of the season, a lot of people, he was a bit of a dark horse, and then that amazing win in Australia. One of my favourite races I've seen, to be honest, because it was just amazing strategy from both Ferraris, how they looked down and out of it, and then they come through to got for lane first and second. It was, I tried the strategy, it didn't work out at all for me in Australia. So it's
That's not trying to structure this show, to be honest,
no, exactly right. Because I think I remember I used to watch the Elite League and then just try and copy these strategies, but it never worked for me because these guys do one-stroke strategies. But not only that, they also keep up the pace on these tires, which is a very difficult thing to do, isn't it?
Very. I don't know if it's easy for a lot of the drivers with the assists, but I'll tell you what, with the assists, a lot of Super League drivers assist
But even in the South, isn't it, using assists is a very difficult thing to do.
yeah.
It's such a big because I turned the traction control from full to medium a few months ago now, and it's such a big jump, isn't it, from full to medium. It's very difficult to keep the car under control, especially when the tyres are starting to had enough of the grip.
Try turning it from medium to off.
I know. I think that's when I was definitely at my limit.
One corner I lasted.
And it's amazing what these guys can do without no assist, isn't it? It's just I think that what some of the super guys do as well is impressive, as well as oh no, that's not very good. Soz has left the session. Hopefully he'll be back in a minute. He's in P2 at the moment. He's got 7.5 minutes to get back in the session, so hopefully he'll come back in a minute, because he's looking a very strong driver as well, doing very well on his debut. BP goes 9th fast at the moment. Remember, he's on the soft compound tyre, so that is in the middle range. Lucas is coming across the line now on the super soft tyre. I think that this is a good time there from Lucas. He goes 7th fast at the moment. And what do you reckon the cut-off point's going to be?
Does he tend to stay in the pits till late? I noticed Q1 of them out really late.
Yeah, he normally does. He's cool as a cucumber. I'll be out there straight away. But yeah, he seems to just sit.
I'm bored with him now. He's gone on the mediums.
Yeah, that's very interesting indeed. It's I'm not sure if it's going to hurt him going off the line though, isn't it? Because as we've touched on, the tyres are going to just be cold. Crazy goes 13 fast at the moment. So I'm not. Unless he's just doing a banker lap first and then going to the soft tyre, perhaps. I'm not sure, but I think I would struggle to get off the line on those medium tyres. Well, I struggle to get off the line on any tyres, but because these guys have really perfected the art of starting. Really, it's kind of a magic art getting these cars off the line in a decent time. There's I must admit, one thing I have been doing is when I've been watching watching some of the footage from these guys, I do actually have a cheeky look to see how they get their cars off the line. And no, I have tried to do it, it doesn't work. I just get bogged down.
It'd be interesting to see when that slots in.
Yeah, easy.
The right strategy personally, but
no, as we were saying before, I think soft to medium, I definitely agree with you. That would definitely be the optimum strategy, really. And, but as we got your,
it's not a long pitch goes. It's not like Silverstone or Singapore. Relatively short pitch.
Yeah, the pit lane in Silverstone is probably one of the longest. As Nigel comes across the line and the only 14th, so those tyres do take a couple of laps to warm up, but
Karting has retired and is in the P11, so
oh dear, that's not good for Carton. Of course, we were saying that Carton was having a bit of difficulties this season, really. But of course, it's very difficult when you get in a lull in this game. It's really it struggles to get out of that lull, isn't it? So very difficult indeed. Farf is also retired from the session as well, but he is in Q3 as it stands at the moment. We've got a couple of comments raining in. As soon as I figure out how to get back to the normal screen on YouTube, I'll read them out.
I'll have a look.
Well, I work in IT and I don't know how to operate a phone. Great stuff. Anyway, we're on board with the Gort. He's coming down the back straight now as he's coming into the Parabolica then. We've just got 5 minutes to go. This is not the longest lap in the world, but you want to start to, don't want to leave it too late. What does the Gort do as he comes across the line? The Red Bull. And he's done a 1:20. He's done 3:10 quickly. We've got Jamie also is retired from the session. And I'm hoping that unfortunately we think Carton has actually retired the car, which
something to do with simulation damage.
Well, that's such a shame for Carton. And he, at the moment though, he is in terms of where he started, 11th position is not the worst position to start because you can change your tyres and you will have a fresh set of boots to get off the line. We're just watching the Gort and who's just cruising back into the pits. Let's have a quick look to see who else is out there.
Just to see Nigel was gone on, I thought it looks like he's moving.
He's putting himself under an awful lot of pressure, Nigel is. He ain't even gaining much time, is he, in the sectors? He's only 800 up after the first sector. I'm wondering if he'll abort this lap and go in and try and go on the soft tyres. At the moment, we've got a very interesting development in the top 10. Because we've got quite a few of the drivers on the super soft. So that's Jamie, Fa, Soz, the Gort, and also we have Lucas and Orr. So that's a fair amount of. No, he hasn't come back in yet. He's got a couple more minutes to get back in, but hopefully he gets back in because he's looking a very strong driver for the race. And that's what we like to see, really. The Gort is retired. I'm hoping it's. I think he's just retired in the pit, so that's good. We've got a yellow flag at the exit of the Parabolica. As Nigel's gone in. I think that's the right choice, isn't it?
Soz is joined back.
Excellent. So at the moment he's the top of the debutants at the moment, Soz is. And of course he's one of our new Greek drivers at the moment. Of course we've got a great Greek contingent in the which we used to have. We used to have a massive fan club for the Greeks at the beginning, up until when Champions League football came on. And hopefully they'll be back soon. And now Geordie coming across the line now is what's he do? He's gone fastest. Decent timer from Geordie. Of course the track is starting to rubber in. Track evolution is quite a big deal on this game, which I've only recently found out. It's actually more important than you think, isn't it? Track evolution from first Q1 to for Q3. Ooh.
I'm not sure. Very well for you.
Yeah, that's a very interesting tactic. He doesn't really want to be starting in the mid-pack. Well, that's the low end. Well, he's leaving it very late. That's a lot of pressure to put on yourself. As a crazy power locks up heavily into the first chicane now. As he exits now, of course, he's out of Q1 out of Q2 at the moment. As is BP, crazy power, Carted. Nigel's just come out, and also Andy's out as well.
That's a bottom 5 I wasn't expecting.
No, definitely not. Because as we were saying just before we came on air, it's BP's been doing good. Carton's usually there or thereabouts, and we was expecting because Cole Andy started to really get into performances as well. But just goes to show, it's like dare I say Formula E? It's like Formula E where it's just a random grid. Great for entertainment. Great for entertainment wise, definitely, and it's great to see because this is more about driver as retired from the session. There was a yellow flag there, but that was just for a car slowing down, getting out of Crazy Power's way. It was one of the two Ferraris who are both on the cusp at the moment. They need to. So Nigel going to come across the line minute. Crazy Power's coming across the line. He's done 120. Well, he invaded. No, he hasn't. He's up to 5th. Good time there from Crazy Power. Slim has just gone up to 6th at the moment, but Samster is out of Q2 at the moment. Sorry, out of Q3 at the moment. So he's starting that now. The Ferraris are they doing a tow here? Sam and Slim going on. So that's a great bit of teamwork from the Ferraris. We said all year round that the Ferraris done great in the in terms of team play, and of course in the constructors as well, they're a long way in front at the moment. It's been a great partnership the Ferrari have this season. So Samster is on his way. We're on board Lucas at the moment, and we still got BP and Nigel out there as well, who is trying to improve their times. So BP coming down the back straight now, far from the Gore, are going to be sweating a bit because they're out of qualifying and they can't, they ain't out there to defend themselves. So BP will be the first man to cross the line, who's in the bottom 5 at the moment. Carton drops down to 13th, unfortunately. BP comes across the start-finish line now, and he's done 1:20, and he's in there. He's in. He's up to the top 10. So unfortunately, that's far from his. And what about Lucas? Lucas doesn't improve, unfortunately, so he stays 13th. What about Samster? Samster and Nigel, the final 2 then. Yeah, the Gore, as Matt's saying, the Gore is going to be sweating. Andy might be sweating as well, unfortunately, because he's not in at the moment. So what does Samster do? Samster goes second fastest. Good time from Samster. So the Gore is out. What about Andy then? Andy is on the cusp. Can Nigel, who's gone on the super soft tires, he's coming around the final corner. And what does Nigel do? He goes up to 4th. So Andy's out. Oh, brilliant end to the Q2 there. Great stuff. Unfortunately, though, the 5 we've lost is Carton, who retired because of some damage. That is a massive blow for Carton. Lucas in 14th, Far 13th, the Gort 12th, and Andy is 11th. So those are our 5 that have gone out.
Just looking at them sounds, top 10 is separated by 4 tenths of a second.
That's incredible, isn't it? That's basically quicker than you can blink your eye. So is Martin Brundle used to say. And it's Nigel now then is up into 4th position. We're just watching Nigel come in through the Lesmo then. So leaving it to the last minute. He was the coolest man in the circuit. I certainly would have left it that long. So we're just loading up now. We're getting ready for Q3 now. So this is when the cars are going to be at their absolute peak performance. Yeah, you're right, Matt. That's incredible, isn't it? Wow, that's look how and that's only just over a tenth between Orr and Andy. The Gore and Farf, I wonder if they're going to be a bit disappointed, because I think they retired quite early on in that session and the track just went quicker and quicker. Maybe they would have liked to have stayed in the game a bit more. So now we're just getting counting down then for Q3 then. So remember, they're all on the super soft tyres then, aren't they? So that's an interesting strategy, isn't it? We thought they was going to go soft to medium.
I'm just wondering if they're thinking 2 stops is worth the risk, because it's not a long pit stop.
No, then, and to be honest, it's quite. It's not a difficult track to overtake on, is it? Really, much easier than a lot of other circuits I can think of. As now we're into Q3, we've got 12 minutes then of to find out who's going to be our pole sitter for the Italian Grand Prix. We've got 2 Ferraris in there. We've got 2 Saubers in there as well. So we've got 1 Renault, 1 Mercedes, 2 Force Indias, and a Red Bull and a McLaren. To be honest, I was actually going down the road of going to say 2 Alfa Romeos, but I was jumping ahead of myself there. That's next year. As Orr comes out of the pits now, so Orr flying out the pits in the number 41 Force India. As a closing
call it, Sean, what would you pick?
Or do I dare give the commentaries curse? Every time I say something, they usually have a bad week.
Say Slim. Just say Slim.
Yeah, Slim. I'm, to be honest, I think that Jamie looks really in control at the moment. I would have gone with Jamie. What about you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I think Slim will be holding a little bit. I wouldn't rule him out.
No, to be honest.
Rule out Samster. You wouldn't rule out any of them, to be honest. Anybody could have this.
I was going to say it's any one of these 10 drivers could get pole position. As Geordie flew at a quality lap in the Q2, and of course, as everyone knows, I'm a big fan of FA. I think it's amazing. His debut in Monaco was absolutely superb, the way he chucked that car around. And to be honest, I'm hoping that I think that he's been a bit of a lull lately, so hopefully he can get himself back up there and back challenging at the front. Of course, we've got the debutant Nigel in there as well. We've got 2 debutants in the top 10, as Sols and Nigel, so we're going to keep an eye on them too as well. Or is Sol's teammate? Do you think he's run out of Yeah, do you reckon he's got two soft, only one spare tyre of super soft left? That was an awful way of saying that.
He will have to have the mediums during qualifying. He must have gone hard.
Yeah, that's an interesting way of going on. I don't really go on hard much, to be honest. I'm always usually balanced. I like to play it safe. And boys, we're now going into the parabolica now, so he'll be the first one to cross the line. And so yeah, it's also we got Geordie who's done the same as Nigel. So I wonder if both those guys went for the harder compounded tyre, which is a very good. That's a very good point raised by Matt. I didn't even think about it. We got yellow flag in section 1. Hopefully it's just someone getting out of the way, and it looks like it's FA. Oh, Ort spun it. He's out. Oh no! And Ort's lost it. That's the second Lesmo. That's a tricky corner, and unfortunately that was one of the places where he highlighted where it can be very difficult, where the back end just has a mind of its own and then just loses it. Or is out of out of Q3, so unfortunately he's going to be starting 10th. That's a massive shame for Or. Quite easy to do though, isn't it? It's the car in the second Lesmo is just very lively, especially if you hit one of the curbs.
I've just on board with the
and now we're on board with Geordie then coming to the parabolica. Matt's just having a look at Jamie to see what because he's our tip for pole. Hopefully we haven't cursed him. Geordie comes across the line. He's on the soft tyre, so he's only done 25.2 there. I think he might have to go a little quicker than that if he wants to challenge for pole. So Soz there's a 1:19.8, so that's the benchmark we're looking for. Brilliant time there from Soz.
19.6 was Q2 times, wasn't he, to start with? Sam Stable's 19.6.
Yeah, he does a 19.6 and so matches his Q2 time there. And it gets out of the way. We've got a Sauber flying up the pit straight. So we've got two Saubers flying up the pit straight. Here comes BP now in the second Sauber. And what's he doing? He's just exiting the first chicane. We've got I think it's one of the Ferraris just getting out of the way. Good stuff from these guys. It's very hard to get out of the way when you're trying to focus. When trying to focus on your qualifying lap, it's very hard to focus on your qualifying lap and also focus on the mini lap. So, these guys, well, to us, have been very good in the IRC. I don't think I've seen any major blocking incidents, obviously, apart from that in Bahrain.
Thank you.
Yeah, no worries.
19.2 by Jimmy.
That's a great time from Jamie. That's 4/10 quicker than Sam stood. That's a brilliant time from the McLaren driver. I'm really looking forward to how Jamie does in this race. I'm looking forward to seeing how he can battle with the two Ferraris at the front, and the same with the David Tonda Soz. On board with BP then, and so we're just coming down the back straight now and going into the final parabolica. I'm choosing the car in front there. Who was it? I think it's FA. I think just coming in the pits. So what's BP going to do then? We're on board BP coming out of the final parabolica. He's looking a good time from BP. He's done a 20 and that goes up into 5th position. What about Crazy now? His teammate Crazy comes across the line and goes 4th fastest on a 1:19.8. Nigel goes onto a 25. He's on the soft tyre though, so we'd expect him out on the super softs in there because everyone gets a spare pair of boots in terms of the super soft tyres. So at the moment,
just checking the chat. Oh, it's a wet race.
So that must explain why everyone's on the super soft tyre. That must be the reason. So that's changed.
Superman impression goes straight up the box.
So VP not wasting any time. So that's to be honest, I didn't even think about whether this is going to be a wet or dry race. So that's going to
just check the chat and you said it's a bit wet at the start.
Oh, that's going to be very interesting. So what I've been saying in Q2, basically don't listen to it. That's not going to happen now. So it's basically they're going to start on the on the intermediates or the wet tyres. So that's why they always are on the super soft tyres. So yeah, that's a very good spot there, Matt. As whilst I was in my own world, getting excited about qualifying.
Doesn't really help P11, P12 on fresh tyres,
No, I don't. So all that advantage is gone as well. So that's thrown up a completely new dynamic in the race then. Of course, Monza's been famous for a couple of wet races in the past. One that springs to mind obviously is Sebastian Vettel winning his first ever race back in 2008 when I was a young nipper. Feels like ages ago. Toro Rosso's one and only Grand Prix there. Of course, they used to be the minority team, so it was great to see. Watching both Saubers there just queuing up at the moment. We've got Nigel coming in the background as well. 5 minutes to go, and chance that wet race news is really like it's completely thrown a spanner in the works from everyone's thinking, especially my thinking. I'm like, I was just thinking that it's going to be interesting to see what those guys do on the two-stop. Now it's a wet race. Anything can happen.
Commentator's care still haven't kicked in yet. Jimmy's still P1.
I don't want to push my luck though, but yeah, that's so. Well done to Jamie at the moment. Samster is a 4/10 gap between Jamie and Samster. I'm sure that Samster has got something in his locker as well. He's second in the championship at the moment from memory, with Slim in third position. So that's why Ferraris are leading the constructors quite comfortably, and then they're in their home Grand Prix as well. So they got a hometown feel. So we're watching Jordy then come across the line then, and he's going to start his second run now. Of course, his first run's on the soft tyre. So this is where we're going to see what Jordy can really do. Coming down to turn one now, you can see braking just on the 100-meter board there. I think I had car 33 then. I was like, I don't think that's right. I thought the Max Verstappen must have retired or something. As we're on board with Jordy now in the Renault, as he's now coming down into the second chicane. This is where the first intermediate line is. And he's gone the gravel there. That's going to lose him a bit of momentum going into the first Lesmo. He's got a track all to himself at the moment, as everyone else is in the pits. Just waiting for the optimum time to come out. And unfortunately, that's where we lost a couple of minutes ago. So Orr will be he's starting 9th at the moment, unless so if Effie don't get a time in, then I think Orr will be 9th and Effie will be 10th. Coming into the Ascara chicane now. It's a brilliant selection of corners there now onto the back straight, coming into the final parabolica. Not as fearsome as it used to be, because there used to be gravel out there and it would just catch you. It would just catch you out if you go too wide. Now we've got AstroTurf and concrete down there, but I thought George was in the pits. I was going to say, has he got enough time? But he goes up to third. Good time there from Jordy. So he's on the second row of the grid at the moment. And we've got 2 3/4 minutes remaining in this session. And we're just waiting for the rest of the cars to come out. I think he's now going to harvest. So he's this track is quite brutal on the Urs. So he's now going to harvest it and ready for another run. Can you do two?
What I'm impressed with the new guys that are coming in. They're not just coming in as fill-ins; they're actually coming in and competing.
It's great to see, isn't it? It's
Some leagues are struggling for numbers, so they get fill-ins where you actually get a driver that can compete over the top.
It is, and it's definitely putting the regulars on those, isn't it? Where they have to up their game a bit. It's especially I must admit, I'm sounding like a fanboy here, but I must admit Jamie is looking a very strong driver.
We'll get some t-shirts made.
Yes. I'll be wearing mine.
That's it. He really impressed me last week, and he's doing it again now.
Yeah, he was amazing. Jamie was last week. Remember that was Jamie's first ever elite race last week, and he just fitted like a glove. As we're just watching Jordy now, we've got a couple of guys on the outlaps now. So at the moment, BP and Nigel are just sat in the pits now. We're staying on board with Jordy. As I do like the tribute Nicky Lauda helmet. Very nice touch that is. As now I really like it. I wonder if he's going to keep it. And now Jordy coming down to turn 1 and 2 now. Of course, this is his second lap now on the. Whoa! And who is that? I think that's one of Mercedes going blasting through the first corner. And unfortunately, Jordy is.
I think that was Nigel.
That was Nigel. He's flying through the through the first chicane there. Obviously,
yeah,
I think it is because he's left it a bit late, hasn't he?
Should just do it.
So as Nigel blasts through, I think that Jordy ain't going to get around again, I don't think, for another lap, which is a shame for him, but he has done 2 laps on the super soft tyres. His two laps might not be the best way to go on these super soft tyres, because they probably wear quite quickly, won't they? Is that going to... That shouldn't cause him too much of a issue, depending on how much he locked up and if it forced him wide. Did he stay on the racing line there?
He did stay on the racing line.
So hopefully Slim should be alright. As FA's out, unfortunately, and that's it. The Ascara chicane. We're on board with Soz now. As where is he? yeah, he's at the outside of the Ascari chicane, and that's a big. So FA will start 10th or will start 9th. So yeah, the back end of the car is just you've got no control of the back of the cars there, unfortunately. So we've had a couple of major incidents there. I remember 95 they had to restart the race because we had all sorts of chaos there. So what the sods. So Nigel's made it round then. So let's see what he can do then. Nigel did, I think his first lap, he wouldn't be too pleased with Soz. Finishes his lap and he is 4th at the moment. I think Geordie made it around as well. So who's going to be the first one to cross the line? We've got a yellow flag in sector 2 and Nigel's out. He's in second Lesmo, I think. So Slim goes second then. Unfortunately Nigel has gone off the second Lesmo and will start. And Jamie goes fast on a 1:19.1 there. What does Crazy Power do as he comes across the line? Crazy stays 6th fastest at the moment. Slim goes... No, sorry, Samster goes second on a 1:19.3. So Jamie's on pole at the moment. We've got Geordie and BP are the last two to cross the line, I think. BP, I think, has called it a day. And also, Geordie is just a fraction up. That might be enough to get him onto the third position. No, it doesn't. So he is 4th. Wow, good end there. And good job. And I think Jamie would have been on pole with his first effort, I think. But that is still that's a mighty time, isn't it? 1:19.1. Great time.
Apparently, microphone's not as loud as it could be.
Oh.
Can I change that in my settings now?
Is it your mic or my mic? Or is it both of ours?
Apparently it's mine.
We'll go through the grid in a minute. Excuse the blue screen. I'm just trying to see if there's a setting. John, you sounded alright to me.
Yeah, I think I will see you on stream. Well, I turned it up, I think.
Yeah, you are a bit louder now. Or it might just be my big gob. Anyway, we're now into the race mode now. So as Matt said earlier, we're expecting rain now. So this is going to be a completely different test for the drivers now. So they've been driving around on the dry track, but yeah, if it's raining, and we're about to find out as soon as this screen appears, and it is raining. Whoa. So this is going to be fairly.
And all the crowd are in t-shirts.
They're the hardcore Trafosi there. Come to see Slim and Samster hopefully get 1-2, but I think that James got a lot to say about that, as is the other 13 drivers on the grid. But was it? Do you like driving in the rain?
No, man, I cannot drive in the rain to save my life.
I'm a bit hit and miss. It depends on the track, really. So
I wouldn't even consider turning the weather on sunny all the time.
It's very difficult to drive in the rain as well, because you've got to control your wheel spin, and if you haven't got no traction control on, which I doubt any of these guys have, then basically it's just a complete handful. So these guys are going to earn their status as elite tonight. I'm just waiting for it, and so we're going to go this. So this first lap is just a formation lap, as are they on dry tires? They are. They're on dry tires. Wow. So it's just a light shower then, and then is it going to pass? So basically, as Jamie's gone wide already going into turn into the first chicane, let's just go through the grid a bit quick whilst these guys are warming up their tyres. So on pole position we have Jamie. We did predict it. We're experts now. Well, Matt was an expert anyway. I was more of a lucky case.
Got to go with him for the win as well.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. But as you say in qualifying, you can't count out the two Ferraris, can you? They're mighty strong. Of course, Ferrari's second and third in the championship. We're watching Samster, who is second at the moment. We've got Slim in third. Fourth position is Geordie. We got Soz, the first of our debutants, in fifth position. Crazy Power is sixth, followed by his teammate BP in seventh. We got Nigel, the second debutant, is in eighth position. Orr is ninth. FA is 10th. We got Cole Andy in 11th position, taking a very a very interesting line to the first Esmo. The Gort 12th, Farf in 13th in the Toro Rosso. Lucas in 14th. Carton, who unfortunately had a mishap in qualifying, is 15th. Stam, who's in 16th position, and Lennon, who joined late, is in 17th position now. And this weather might help Lennon if he's on a default setup, because while he's struggling to keep it on the track there, oh dear, he's well, maybe he just wanted to cut the grass there. So we're now coming to
apprehensive about turn one. We saw Jamie go deep into turn one, especially with a wet track. I was wondering if from about 6th position onwards, just got a bit more careful than usual.
It's a pinch point down there as well, isn't it? It's kind of like an accident zone, isn't it? Into the first chicane here in Monza, and they're just coming up to the line now. So Jamie is on pole position. I'm really. Do you reckon is the weather going to get worse? Do you think, or is it just a light shower and these guys are just going to have to hold it out until the weather passes? Judging from the tyre selection, I reckon that the weather's going to pass because we've got a couple of guys on the soft tyre. You'd think they would go on the.
I read in chat it was just a wet start.
So we're just watching the. There's a lot of water though coming off those off Lennon Meringue's tyres there. Anyway, we're now about to start then, so brace yourself, guys, as this is going to get very interesting as well. Here we go then. We've got 2 sets of lights, 3 sets of lights, 4, 5. When they go out, we'll be racing in Monza, and away we go. And Jamie gets a good start, as does the Ferrari. There's a couple of poor starts there. We've got a lot of arrows going up and down, but no, Samson's already taken the lead. Good. Oh, we got your flag already. No, it's Co-Andy. Co-Andy's facing the wrong way. And we've got F8. Oh, F8's out. Oh, that's it. Oh, no. And Cole just trying to recover there. And Samster has taken the lead then. Jamie has dropped down to 2nd. Nigel's gone up to 3rd. Incredible start. That's amazing. Slim is dropping down like... dropping down. FA has left the session. FA's left the session, so that's a shame for FA. Got a safety car. And all the guys are going to have to slow down. Wow, great start from Nigel there. FA was facing the wrong way, and unfortunately, Co-Andy had. Well, he just drove into Co-Andy, didn't he? There, that's a big shame for FA to be out straight away.
Nigel, Bath, Carton, and Lennon all made 5 places in the start.
That's a cracking start. I'm not sure what happened to Geordie though. Geordie's down 11 positions. He was near the sharp end of the field, so I wonder if Geordie's got any damage. It looks like he's got lost an end plate there when we rode on board with him briefly, so not a good start there from Geordie. So wow, we've had a cracking start there from Nigel. Brilliant start from Farf as well. 5 positions, as Matt said, that they've made up, and Carton up to 10th already. What a great start then. We're down to 16 runners. Unfortunately, FA's out before we even got to turn 1. It is damp conditions, as you said, Matt. It's very treacherous down there. But unfortunately, FA didn't really make it to turn 1. He was backers before he even got to turn 1.
Yeah, I'm just keeping a look on the chat though. See FA says anything. He seems to go very deep first time.
Yeah, it's a big shame. So safety car's out. So it's a shame we've lost FA so early on in this race. So Samster has taken the lead then. He got by Jamie in the start. Brilliant start there from the Ferrari driver. Of course, he's cheered on by the home crowd here. Slim has dropped down to 7th at the moment. So now they've got to follow the safety car. So the safety car usually out for about 3-4 laps. We've got a couple of guys in the pits, and so Co-Andy's in the pits. We've got Lucas in the pits as well. They're staying on the dry tyres. We've got medium tyres for Geordie then, so he's going for a longer stint here. And we've got Co-Andy who's lost his front wing. Of course, we was seeing Co-Andy going to FA there, which wasn't Co-Andy's fault, unfortunately. It's just one of those things where FA was in the middle of the track. So these guys, so it ain't going to hurt these guys as much. So they're on the dry tyres then, so it's not wet enough to go on the inters yet, but it's looking very treacherous out there. It's probably right on the cusp, isn't it, between wet and dry tyres. I wouldn't be feeling too confident out there.
No, definitely not. Any chance of wearing out. I'm on the inters.
To be honest, I'm surprised they're on the inters anyway, because that is I reckon, because I was seeing spray coming off the tyres of Lennon's car. Of course, Lennon's at 5 positions as well. Good start from Lennon. Of course, he's on the default setup, so his challenge tonight is going to be faltered a bit. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting to see his progress. But yeah, we had the sun come through there, so it might. So the rain will not be here for long, as we had inside information. But I think it's very difficult to stay on the track with these dry tyres, because they're on slick tyres. So there's no grooves in these tyres like there was back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Of course, that would have helped it slightly, the grip very slightly. So we're just beyond the safety car at the moment. So the track is just getting cleared up, and we'll be going racing again in a minute. So for once, I'm glad the safety car came out then, because there is all sorts of action up and down the field. So it's given us time to catch up breath.
What happened?
No, it was interesting. It was just it was unusual that FA was facing the wrong way going down into before you even got to turn 1, and Geordie has dropped down to 15th position. So hopefully we'll find out what happened with that in a few moments' time. And so this is the race order then on lap 3. Then is the safety cars out, and we're just cruising behind at the moment. Of course, these guys got to weave from left to right to keep the tyre temperature up. Got to keep the brake temperatures up as well. So these guys are basically like heat engineers for the next couple of laps. So we've got Samster, who's leading at the moment. Great launch off the start. So he's jumped from second to first. We got Jamie in second. So our pole sitter has dropped down a position, but don't count Jamie out just yet. Third position is Nigel. What a start from Nigel, up into third position. BP fourth. Crazy Power in fifth. Both Saubers gaining a couple of positions as well. Saul's dropped down a position. Slim has had a poor start and he's down to seventh. Farf jumping up a couple of positions, or is ninth. Carton has jumped up several positions as well, as in 10th position. Gore 11th, Lennon 12th, from 17th to 12th. Good stuff from Lennon. Stam in 13th. We got Lucas 14th. Geordie on the medium tyres now is in 15th position. We think he might have been caught up in a first corner collision, and Co-Andy, of course, we've seen drive into FA, but he had nowhere to go. So yeah, it was just unfortunate. Wrong place, wrong time.
Just going on the tyre and the top of on the super softs. How long do you think they'll last?
I'm not sure, to be honest. I think that they won't last too long in this race, will they? My predictions on tyres is pretty bad, as we got a car off already there. Of course, now Samster is the pace car, the de facto pace car, so he gets to control the start. We got a 5 second stop and go penalty, because we've seen I think it's Carton Samster now releases these guys away. We've seen a bit of accident in the back. We got a safety car out again, have we? No, we haven't. No, don't worry, it's just me. Jamie's already overtaken. Is that allowed? I'm not sure, but Samson's had an awful start, and now Nigel's on the outside. Carton's got a 5 second stop and go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. So Nigel is going on the outside, but of course Samster had the line going on the inside here. And Jamie, we just seen his wing come out there. Is that Nigel's gone a bit leery there, but now look at this. So going through the Grande Curve, yeah, and on the outside, Jamie's on the outside. On the inside is Samster, and now they come down into the second chicane. Jamie is now taking that.
Not winning that one on there, I think.
Ooh, bouncing across the chicane there, and we got a 5 second stop and go penalty for Norton, yellow flags there. So we've got a couple of penalties going out. It's Nigel having a look in the legs, Lesmo. He's on the inside. He's got more grip, and he's forced Samster slightly out wide. Hard but fair, getting his elbows out, and going into the second Lesmo there. And Nigel getting a bit squirmy. That was brilliant, the Lesmo, wasn't it? Awesome stuff from these guys. Just showing the skill. Unfortunately, Carton has dropped down quite a few positions because of the accident under the safety car. As I'm not sure if the safety car is going too slow or not, but we'll review that in a second. As Samster getting a bit leery there. So Jamie leads, Nigel second, third is Samster, BP is fourth. We've Crazy Powers dropped down a couple of positions. Farf is up into fifth already. Incredible stuff. The Gore is left the session. I think the Gore retired. Sorry, we missed that. Sauls is now coming up into the inside, going into the Parabolica. This is going to be a brave move, and he's done it. Crazy Power giving him enough room though. Good stuff from both drivers.
Lucas, first of all, stopped.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't really answer your question of how long the super softs would go for. To be honest, I don't think they would go that long. To be honest, I reckon they'll be in before lap 10. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that's about right? Or do you reckon it was a little bit longer? Yeah, if you want to make the one stop work, you have to go further than lap 10, don't you?
I just think You need two stop there, two stop there. Normally is best way to go.
As now we're on board then with Jamie, who's pulling away at the moment. So Jamie reclaimed the lead after the safety car restart. Did he overtake Samster before the safety car line? Because that rule still applies on here. And we got Farf who's gone wide. We got Ferrari who's gone wide as well. Coming out the second Lesmo. And now Soz is on the outside, going up to the Ascara chicane. This is going to be brave. As Farf giving him a car's width there. It's good stuff from Farf. As yeah, it's quite difficult to overtake on the outside there. And we got. That's very good racing, very respectable stuff. Stam is up to 8th. Great racing from Stam. He's gone from 16th on the grid up into not 8th already. Slim has dropped down to 9th now, and he's Lucas is all over back. As Matt said, Lucas is the first to pit, and he's coming into the Parabolica now, and he's done it. Slim is really struggling. As but Slim has come back on the outside there. DRS has been enabled. Nigel's set the fast lap of the race. As now Lucas is going to get more momentum here. So as you can see, he's run out of errors there, but he will get a new fresh deployment now. So he's gone back in the slipstream here, and he's now going to pull out, and he's going to, yeah, look at that, good move there from Lucas. Great, oh, and the Slim was not giving up with that though, bounced over the curve, but Lucas will get the momentum now. Good stuff from Lucas, and that's great to see, isn't it? If you followed some racing on the 2018, but we'll come back to that in a minute, because now Slim drops back from it. So Slim's dropped down to 10th at the moment, so he needs to start to get his recovery drive on. Yeah, if you've seen a couple of races on Formula 1 2018, you'll know that some drivers are not as clean as these guys, especially if you drive in the lobbies. Usually you don't make it past that one, but and also in some leagues as well, you see some drivers pulling some moves which are really not on. But that was great stuff so far, in tricky conditions as well, because remember, there's light rain out there. It has stopped now, but the track is still greasy. But how they stop the cars and do it precisely without making contact was just unbelievable. So we're now on board with Farf going on the outside of BP, on the outside into Parabolica. He's done it! Brilliant stuff, but BP will have the momentum. I think, no, he's slotting back behind. Farf goes slightly wide. That's a great manoeuvre there from Farf. But the BP is the first of the... So he's the first of the runners to pit there. That is brilliant. And Stam is now into 7th position. Great stuff from Stam. Doing a good job. He's coming on the back of Crazy Power now, and just having a look. As you can see, look at all the slipstream effect now. Slim is down to 9th position. He needs to start to get himself sorted out and get himself back up. Oh, and then we got a car bouncing across. That's Lennon bouncing across, going over the sleeping policeman, then going up his car. And Nicole Andy goes through and up into 11th position, or it's up into 10th now. And we're back on board with Lennon now, as he's look at that. So he's on the default set, remember, so he's going to have a bit of a disadvantage here. And you can see in the straight line speed that he did have a bit of a disadvantage, because Cole Andy there was pulled away. You see in the corners though, he does have a bit more momentum. Probably he's got more downforce as he's coming for the first Lesmo. And wow, what a cracking start to the race. We've still got 20 more laps to go, guys. So yeah, as
Got the tyres used. Standard.
That's going to pay dividends as well, isn't it? Because the other's going to pit, while Stam potentially could take it. They're on.
Keeping behind on 3 more laps.
Yeah, he's on the optimum strategy, I'd say, at the moment. So I think Stam is looking very good. He's just... and Slim is in the pits. He's sitting there on the tower. So we got Soz is now in the 4th position, and he's got by Farf again. These two are on a cracking old battle here. Farf has got a 3-second penalty. He just jumped the chicane. It was, look at that, how marginal is that? He just jumped the chicane slightly, and he's got a 3-second penalty. It's very harsh quarter curses on this game, but yeah, sometimes I feel it's unjust. Got your flag in sector 1. Just having a look to see what's going on. I think it might have just been someone just going across the chicane. Well, yeah, as we said, we still got 20 more laps to go of this race. It's been a cracking start. And and Nigel's now had a bit of a Larry moment, and now Samster is all over the back coming into the Ascari chicane. He's got DRS. It's very unlikely that anyone passes around here, but he's having a good old look, and so Nigel still keeps his position at the moment. Got a 3-second penalty for Samster, so that's one of the cases where he went a bit wide and he got a 3-second penalty. I'm not not really sure if he gained that much, to be fair. I thought he lost time, really.
Yeah, I'll try and keep an eye on the I think few races have been decided.
Yeah, we do like to see races decided on track, but sometimes, as Nigel's in the pit, so Nigel's in already, so so he's had enough of those tyres, so he's the first of the, well, I think he's the second one. Yeah, because the undercut will be quite powerful around here. Yeah, it has been damp to start the race on, and it's been great stuff this race has so far, fast and furious. As Nigel's now coming out of the pits now, he's gone on the medium tyres, so he was, I'd assume he would probably try and take those to the end. Is he going to come out in traffic though? Geordie is slightly far behind him. I don't think he's going to be behind Geordie, so good bit of placement there from Nigel. So I wonder if he had the full track map upon and he just had a look to see where the guys were. Brilliant stuff, and Carton now sives his way past Geordie. And Geordie has dropped down. Geordie's left the session. We thought he might done because he had a red X next to his name, which is not good. And BP is all over the back of Slim. Slim is really struggling in this race today. Not sure if he might not like the characteristics of this track, or if yeah, or if he hasn't got the setup quite right. So Slim.
Slim to be better. We've never seen him down there. You've always seen lowest one, V8.
Yeah, he's I think he had a difficult start as well. And that's Sars, who had a lot of votes today. Great save from Sars. He's dropped down in position, but that don't matter because he would have been in the wall if it wasn't for that save. Great stuff. So Sars there is dropped.
Is he pitching? No, he's carrying on.
Ooh, is that a mistake, do you reckon, from Jamie, or is he just confident of getting those tyres further on the race, which will pay dividends at the end?
Looking at tyres, then Nigel's gone to the medium. Sure, we're going to try and get them to the end. And as long as you can get a couple of laps on these super shots faster than Nigel, and maybe go to the softs to the end.
Well, that's doable, isn't it? But he's going to have to be twinkle toes on those soft tyres then. But yeah, because
you can get the super shots like 12, 13, 7 laps on the soft. You should put them ahead of Nigel.
And remember, Nigel's got to come through the field as well, so he'll be losing a bit of time there. BP is in front of Geordie as well, so we think Geordie is disconnected, unfortunately, so that's why he's dropping like a stone at the moment. He's down to 15th now. And Soz is now back within DRS range, or he was actually. He's just dropped out of it there. As soon as I said it, he dropped out. But what we got, Nigel is now all over the back of Carton. Carton is down to 11th. So it's been a difficult day for a couple of the top runners this today, and it's what the weather can throw at you as well. But we think Carton had a difficult qualifying session, unfortunately. But we're on board Nigel now, as of course he is in DRS range. We don't see many people overtaking the Scottish chicane. We've got Samster in the pit from the second position in the Ferrari, so he's got to lap 10.
To give a shout out to a good friend Mike Godfrey, Godzilla the King.
Ah, Godzilla.
His birthday the other week, 68 he was.
Happy birthday, Mike. I hope you're enjoying the race. There's everyone's birthday seems to be in May, because we also had a birthday for Asdog today as well, didn't we? So happy birthday to Asdog as well.
Good friend of mine, known him 26 years now.
That's a friend. That's a friend for life, isn't it? If you know someone for more than like 10 years, then that's a friend for life, isn't it?
Never been best friends, but we've always been friends.
I don't.
He was the one that got me into league racing. The league of his own, set it up.
Oh, that's that's Asdog does. I think that this is one of the better leagues that I've been involved with, which has been run very well. But yeah, Asdog does have a good head on his shoulders, doesn't he? And he's and it was great to see him win his first ever race back in China. Of course, the infamous China, where I cost a Ferrari team a good result. So we won't go down there, as Hunter still. Hunter still doesn't let me forget that. Jamie's in the pits now, so he's made it to lap 11.
I think he's running Samstead bit in the lap before.
I wonder what tyres are going to go on. What does Samster go on? Samster went on the soft tyre, and he's got out in front of Nigel. So this is where it's all happening now. We've got a McLaren who's parked in the middle of the road there.
Oh, that's not Jamie, that's Jamie.
Yeah, he's back out luckily. I was really worried about that. But Samster's in front. So Samster is now up into 5th position. Carton right behind him. Then Nigel's right behind him. So, yeah, we've got a bit of a... this is where it's going to get very interesting. Of course, Carton is out of sync at the moment. Yeah, that was a massive undercut. That is called the undercut is when... and there's battles here, there and everywhere. It's incredible stuff. We've got a bit of a queue here behind them. Crazy Power here. Of course, the undercut is going to pit first and then come out in front. And of course, there's also something called the overcut as well, which is usually when you pit afterwards, and it pays dividends. So at the moment, Crazy Power locking up quite heavily. And we've got a bit of sunshine out there at the moment. Lovely stuff. Lovely afternoon here in Monza. As he's having a look in the first Lesmer. We've seen Nigel make a brave move earlier on the race, and Crazy Power's gone very well. He went on the AstroTurf. He's going to lose a bit of momentum. Look at that. That's brilliant. It's far from Crazy Power battling, and now we've got Slim who's look at that. That's great. Oh my gosh, they've contact. There's contact. There's major contact with oh gosh, it's gone off. That's Slim out, Crazy Power out, and also BP out. Oh gosh, and that's massive accident that is. And we've lost a Ferrari on both Saubers, and oh dear.
Should have laughed. VSC.
Yeah, it's a VSC there. Wow, it was getting a bit tasty down there, but my gosh, as everyone's now taking the opportunity to come to the pits there, and I think that's kind of that's summed up Slim's day, unfortunately, aren't it? Really. Hopefully he will join us in the.
Interested to see what happens to Jamie, because he's dropped 3 seconds behind Samster.
Yeah,
he pitted up. It was a couple of seconds in front of him, and he pitted the lap after. I wouldn't have thought the undercut would be like 5 seconds.
No, I'm wondering if do you reckon he got held up in the pit?
I think he did, because I never saw it on my screen. I never saw his picture.
No, I didn't see his picture either. He was just parked in the fast lane on my screen, which is not advisable. We've got a virtual safety car around now, so a couple of guys have decided to pit. We've got a drive-through penalty for Samster. That's going to be major. So that's a drive-through penalty for Samster. The virtual safety car's ended, and Stam leads the way at the moment. So brilliant drive from Stam. He's up into he was 16th on the grid. He's up into first. Brilliant stuff from Stam. Of course, he's sporting a black helmet. Of course, for the late Nicky Lauda, won the F1 Legends. So he's always going to be in our minds for the rest of the week, and also we're going to mention him in the Super League tomorrow as well. But anyway, Stam leads at the moment. Second is Cole Andy. So those two haven't pitted yet. Well, I think Cole Andy pitted earlier on in the race. So, yeah, Samster is in the pits then. So has that given the race lead back to Jamie in terms of well, not yet, but they will do in a second. So, but anyway, Jamie's under a lot of pressure now from Nigel though, and then Nigel at the outside. Unfortunately, Sam had a drive-through penalty for speeding under the virtual safety car, which is a massive blow for Sam there. Might have thrown away the victory potentially there. He's dropped down to 9th, and he's behind Lucas Favre, and he's come out just in front of Lennon there. Carton is up into 11th position now, so Carton's out of the points at the moment, but he is pitted, and we're going to hopefully see him make some progress through the field now. So at the moment now.
Soft P5 as well, and stop.
Yeah, it's looking very good, isn't it? Of course, Nigel is on medium tyres, and we expect Nigel to go to the end. Do we expect these soft tyre runners to go to the end? I can't remember.
They got to lap 12, 11, 12 on the soft. So, I would edge my bets to say they would.
No, Nigel will have it'd be very tight though, wouldn't it? And I think Nigel would have in terms of the tyre life, he would have the advantage, but Stam's in the pits now, so Stam in the pits, and he's got a penalty as well because of pit crew waiting. Now we've done Jamie's just set a fast lap race of 122.999 there. Good position there for Jamie. And we're now watching Soz now. On the outside, Max in there, and of course that's the soft runner versus the medium runner there, but there's Nigel's having a look, but I think Soz has this one covered. Nice drive for both those guys there, and brilliant stuff. It's been very fair, elbows out, but it's been awesome stuff to see. And but Nigel's having another look. He's too far back, I think. It'd be very brave to get a move done from there, and might end in a disaster as well. So Sol's now up into 3rd position. Brilliant stuff. Coandy is out there at the moment.
McLaren 1-2.
Excellent, brilliant stuff. Back to the good old days when McLaren were dominant with the Adrian Newey design car. And yeah, back in 98 and 99 with Mika Hakkinen and David Coulthard as well. He used to be my favourite driver. So we're now coming under the that'd be a big gamble. That's a massive ask, isn't it? But that is. Well, he's staying out, so do you reckon he's going to try and get to a certain point and then go on to the super softs? Well, that'd be to be honest, that'd be an awesome feat if he does, because he's done 14 laps on this.
Maybe the boss about a second that last lap, so he wouldn't win on that race, but he did like very deep.
And to be honest, that's still a big win, isn't it? Because Cole was quite the way down the order. We're on board with Samster now. He's recovering from his stop-go penalty. He's up into 8th position now, just got in front of Orr. So Samster has now come back from the field. Stam, who is just coming the pits and back out, he's on fresh medium tyres. So it's still very tightly packed around here. Lennon is, I think Carton has just got in front of Lennon. So Carton is back in the points. Lennon is having a difficult day, unfortunately, because of the he's on the default setup. But he's still in there, and he still could get some points because we have lost a couple of drivers already. We have lost Geordie, well, even though he's in the race, technically he's not because he's ghosting. If we do lose a couple more cars, Geordie will not get any points, unfortunately, because he has to be in the car. BP is out. Slim out and Crazy Power out. A big accident coming into the old bank and up into the Ascara chicane there. Yeah, that's helped him no end. And Samster having a difficult day as well. He's only scoring 4 points at the moment. So Vanquish enjoying his holiday, and if he's joining us, he's also enjoying this race as well. So it's all falling into place for Vanquish, even though he's not racing today. The Gore out and also FA out before we even got to the first corner.
Another second. And we lose about a second a lap. If we can get them to the end, could be on for big if.
It's a big if, but if he, but of course, if he saves, if he harvests his battery deployment as well, he could potentially get some defending done down the straight. Of course, DRS is quite powerful as well, but yes, as Samster has lost a position to Orr. He has dropped down to 9th position now, so he's only on course for 2 points. And I think he's damaged his front wing now because he's lost a couple of end plates. He's only got one element now on the left-hand side of that Ferrari. I think. I usually have stared at a Ferrari front wing when I first joined the Super League. Unfortunately, I do recognise that site quite well, so I used to lose my front wing often.
Shout out on the chat to Ben with that.
Oh.
Apparently sitting with Teresa Green.
Oh, excellent. Hello, bend over. And anyway, and
Andy Pips.
Oh, Andy's in the pits then from. So yeah, it would have been a big ask. Yeah, he's going to be electric on those tires towards the end, isn't he? There's Nigel now up in the third. Where's Coandy going to come out? Lucas having a good run up in 4th position at the moment. So good stuff there from Lucas. Of course, he started outside the top 10 and far from 5th. Stam having a good race as well. Orr is now catching on Stam. Coandy is coming as Stamster has dropped behind Carton now, so that wing damage is really costing him. As Coandy feeds out in 8th position. Carton is 9th. Samster is dropped down to 10th now, so that wing damage is affecting him. Would you come in the pits if you got wing damage like that? I know there's only 9 laps to go, but he's almost out of the points.
I don't think he'd gain anything to it there. Lennon's could catch him, but he'd fall too far back behind Lennon to be able to catch him back.
Yeah, I think you're right. So it's unfortunate for Samster. He got a yellow flag in sector 2 and he's out. I'm not. He's out. It's coming in the second Lesmo there. I'm not sure if he might have crashed there because of the wing damage. It's very hard. So it's very hard to drive when you've got a lot of understeer when you've lost an element on the front wings. Of course, all drivers have lost the elements for next year, well, for 2019, as they've made the front wings a lot more simpler, which is good to see, but I don't think it's improved the racing as much as we would have liked it to be. Jamie leading.
Yeah, just go back to the lead. It's fluctuating between 1 second to 1.5 seconds every time.
You can see the debutants really strong, hasn't it? They're both second and third at the moment, and on course for a point. So that's both the champions.
Just go back to what we said about the new guys. We've got P1, P2, P3.
This is looking very good for the future of the Elite League, isn't it? Of course, this is the first season of the Elite League, and yeah, it's going from strength to strength, and especially in the second half of the season, we're getting a lot of very quick drivers coming in. I think that Jamie, Soz and Nigel might have caught Vanquish's eye in this race, and unfortunately though, Samster is out of the race, so that's both the championship guys that were challenging Vanquish have both not scored today. That is a massive blow, unfortunately.
Just realised Soz's picked up the penalty. I don't know what he's doing with it.
Jamie's very clean, isn't he? Because I can't remember him picking up a penalty in Belgium. Very clean drivers, Jamie is, and that can pay dividends. On board then with Orr. This is the closest battle on track at the moment. Battle for 6 and 7, Stam and Orr. As both a lot of guys have had some very strong races today. We've got Soz, Nigel, Lucas up into 4th position, Farf doing a great job from 5th. Coandy's just set the fast of the race. Of course, he's on the super soft tires, so we expect him to do some quality laps now. He is. He's catching these guys quite hand over fist at the moment. He is taking chunks out of these guys. Stam is going to need to defend a bit now. He's on the medium tires, and Orr is on the soft tires, and just behind them is the super soft tire of Coandy. So we've basically seen the difference now between all 3 compounds. Of course, the rule is you must use 2 types of compounds, whether it's soft medium or soft super soft or super soft medium. As long as you use any one of those tires, only 2 of those tires once in the race, then you pass one of the rules. But unfortunately, going back to the championship fight, it's massive. It's, from a neutral point of view, it's a big shame really seeing both Ferraris out. But it really is. Obviously, I don't like playing favourites or anything, but just from a fan's point of view, yeah. I'm going. But from a fan's point of view, it's been an entertaining race. I think all the races we've seen so far in the Elite League and the Super League as well have been entertaining, no end. And look at that, Orr's gone very, very wide now, and now Coandy is. Yeah, he's going to be a sitting duck, isn't he? DRS. Ooh, catching him quite quickly there. He's on the outside there, as you can see, but you can see straight line speed. They're quite neck and neck, because both of them have got DRS, but Coandy does have much better grip, and they can brake a lot later. So that's what a fresh set of super softs can do for you. Lap 21 out of 27 then. Jamie leads. Yeah, because Farf ain't even too far up the road, is he? He's only 7 tenths in front of Stam.
Lucas. I expect him to get past the next 2.
Do you reckon Lucas is too far? Well, he's in 3 seconds up from Farf as well. It's possible. Might be difficult, but it's definitely possible, do you reckon?
I think if he can get past these next 2, pretty quick. I think Nigel is maybe a bit too far. I'm expecting to get to Lucas.
And now we're on board with Andy, as he is now coming through the Scottish King. Farf has lost a bit of pace as well, because I've noticed that Stam is now becoming all over the back of him. But Lucas is also being reeled in as well by these guys, so I'm wondering if tyre wear is now starting to come into play then. Remember, we've got 5 more laps to go around Monza, as Stam is now is in DRS range of Andy. So he is, look at that, another fast lap of 1:22.3 there for Andy. He's collecting them now. He might be too far back here. As Stam goes a bit defensive, he's defending thin air there.
Stam got DRS as well.
Yeah, because he got it front. Oh, that's contact. He's lost his front wing. Oh no, that's going to cost Andy quite a bit of time, because that's a lot of downforce. It's quite surprising how much time you lose from losing a bit of the wing element there from Coandy. So that's. No, it didn't. He lost a lot of the front wing for just a bit of a tap there. That was a bit brutal. I think he's lost a lot of the end play as well, hasn't he? Let's have a look. Ooh, couldn't see from that angle. But well, he's still holding on to the back of Stam at the moment. So at the moment, Jamie is leading now by 2.6 seconds from Soz in second position. Third is Nigel. Lucas in fourth. Far fifth. Sixth Stam. Seventh is Coandy. That's the battle we're watching now. Eighth position is Orr. Ninth is Carton. And 10th is Lennon. Those are the cars remaining at the moment. Out of the 17 that started, Geordie is not in the race anymore. He's been ghosting. Samster out as well. We think that he's lost it into one of the Lesmos. We've got Stam now all over the back of Farf. We had a massive accident just coming up the Ascara chicane, just coming out of Lesmo 2 in the Ascara chicane under the old bank in there. Huge accident between Samster, BP and Slim. Crazy Power is out, and also the Gort and FA out as well. Coandy is still having a look, and again Stam defending fresh air there, so he's not getting as good turning into turn 1 now. Maybe he just maybe he thinks that he is, yeah. So at the moment Coandy's getting double DRS, but that is helping Stam keep in front at the moment. Orr's dropped back from this battle at the moment. He's done 11 laps on those soft tyre. Nigel's done 14 laps on the medium tyres at the moment. He is 6 seconds back from Soz, but Soz has got a penalty of 3 seconds. But as it stands, that won't affect the positions up the front. We're going to stay with this battle here because this is the close one on track, and it's being quite hardly fought as well. For remember, this is battle for 5th, 6th, and 7th. I think Lucas might be getting out of range now for us. Well, I say he's getting out of range. I think Lucas has actually been reeled in by these guys. So yeah, Lucas is still a real possibility, isn't he, for Andy? As so this is going to be very good then in the final stage of the race, as coming into the Parabolica now, and you can see then, look at how much understeer Coandy's got there, because he's also got a bit of dirty air coming out the back of Stam's car as well. DRS is now available. You can see he's saving up his urge. He's got plenty of urge there, Coandy has. But you can see then the Stam's going on the back of Farf. He's outbraked him. He's gone on the outside. A bit of contact there. They're rubbing wheels. And Stam giving him a bit of room there. And good move there from Stam. He is up into 5th position. A bit of bumping and grinding, but not too bad. I don't think there was any damage. Now Coandy's all over the back of Farf. Coming into the second chicane now as Coandy there just thinking better of it. That was beautifully done from Farf. As Matt said, that's how you defend around Monza and around any track as well. Placed the car beautifully. Oh, Farf getting a bit of got a 3-second penalty there from Lennon. Yeah, Farf getting a bit wobbly on the rear there. But Stam is looking very quick at this stage of the race. He's going to be able to challenge his teammate Lucas. Lucas, as we said, is only 1.2 seconds up the road. So yeah, Lucas is struggling at the moment at this stage of the race. He's done 12 laps on those soft tyres. But I don't see Jamie or Soz struggling as much. So probably they've kept their tyres more in play. As
I think Coandy stand very
yeah, that's a very good point, guys. Because what's happening here is that Farf is being dragged by Stam because he's still within a DRS range.
Stam is going to get the DRS off Lucas, I think.
Yeah, because he's now under a second. Lucas has just been reeled in by these guys. He's been losing a couple of tenths per lap, and now with 3 laps to go, he's going to have to get his defending on, and so this is going to be very interesting towards the in the last 3 laps. So stay with us, folks, because who knows what's going to happen as we're on board then with Farf. Coandy is 8 tenths away now, so those super soft tyres, as we've seen in the first stint, did last about 8-9 laps, which is very impressive, really. I didn't think they was going to last that long. Coandy just charged himself back up to one final run. We're on board with Stam now. He's going to go into the Ascara chicane. That would have been impressive. I don't think Claire Williams would have been too happy with that though, because that was a very dangerous move there. Favre has gone on the outside. That's a brilliant move from Favre. And now he's going on the outside of Lucas, going into the Parabolica. And we got 3 abreast. We've got 3 abreast going into the Parabolica. This is going out. Brilliant move from Stam. He's out past both of them. Great stuff. Stam up into 4th position. Oh, we got Williams a bit leery. And then Favre has gone wide. Oh, wow. What a move. That was brilliant. And now they've all got DRS, which means that Stam is going to be a sit and duck, unfortunately. Now we've got the second Williams of Lucas. Oh, great stuff from these guys. Lucas on the outside, but Favre is going to park his car. A bit of rubbing again, but Favre now has got the racing line. That was awesome, wasn't it? Amazing stuff from all 3 guys there.
No contact, 3 abreast, no contact. 2 corners.
And Lucas going on the outside as we're coming down into the second chicane now, and Lucas is back up into 4th. That is great driving from all these guys, and Andy's now involved as well. So we've now got a battle. Look at this, and in the background there I think is Orr, but he's too far back on lap 26 out of 27. Unfortunately, Jamie ain't going to get much viewing time at the moment because we got more DRS range now. Actually, now as Favre is on the outside going into the Scar chicane, he's got momentum. This is going to be squeaky bum time as he's on the outside. That is brilliant. Amazing bravery from Favre to turn in and to as Orr's left the session. That's not good. And as Favre is now back and forth, but Lucas is got Slipstream. Slipstream's very powerful around here. Or is going to be dropping down then because he's not in the race anymore, and he's going to go on the inside into the, oh, incredible. I thought that was definitely going to be contact there, and he's losing a lot of errors though as he's coming across the line. They're on the final lap, so these guys have got 1 more lap. Sorry, Matt. Now on the outside again, Lucas is braking very later than Favre. Favre again positioning his car beautifully well, and I'm not sure if that's damage on the front wing now from Lucas, but it's been very respectable driving from all these guys. I've been well impressed. As now Stam is got the run on Lucas as well. Stam was actually in 4th for a brief moment in time, and now he's going on the inside into the second chicane now. Good stuff from Stam, and now Lucas is down to 6th.
You off, Sean, I think Jamie's going to cross the line.
Yeah, we'll.
This moment.
Yeah, well, Jamie's been absolutely amazing in this Monza Grand Prix. Unfortunately, we haven't seen much of him, but he's been outstanding. Coming into the Parabolica for the final time, we see as Stam is now in front, is up in the 5th. Andy is 6th, Lucas is 7th. We'll rejoin that battle in a minute, but Jamie comes across the line and wins the Italian Grand Prix. Brilliant stuff from Jamie. Amazing race from Jamie as well. Sods comes across the line and finishes 2nd in his debut. Nigel, also in his debut, comes across the line and will finish 3rd. So you can see he was only a second behind him. Yeah? The Favre was 4th. He's involved in an incredible battle there. So Favre will be 4th. 5th is Stam. They're still fighting in the background there. Stam is 4th because Favre had a penalty. Andy goes to P4. Stam 5th. Favre 6th. Lucas is 7th. You can see they're side by side going down to turn 1. Carton is 8th. Lennon comes over in 9th position and finishes with a bang. So I think only 9 cars. Well, he finishes 10th actually. But I think but there was a ghost there in terms of Orr. So I'm not sure if Orr will get that position or not. What a race. What a race. And brilliant for Jamie. Amazing stuff. Absolutely well controlled as well from Jamie. He is definitely one to want to keep an eye out, isn't he? Amazing. You can see
commentators' favourites.
Yeah, we've already got the t-shirts on order. So that is Jamie's first win in the Elite League, and I don't think he'll be his last. Definitely not. So looking very good. So those are our 3 young pretenders that are going to be definitely causing the old guard some cause for concern. And look at that, a clean race as well from Jamie, no penalties. So this is the final result then for the Italian Grand Prix here in Monza. Jamie, who won the race from pole position to checkered flag. 2nd was Soz. He had a 6-second penalty. Nigel in 3rd position. We had Andy in 4th. From 11th on the grid to 4th. From 16th to 5th was Stam. Brilliant race from Stam. Favre in 6th position. He came from 13th. Lucas from 14th to 7th. Carton, good recovery drive up to 8th in the end. Or 9th, but he wasn't in his car. And 10th position was Lennon. So our retirements was Geordie, Samster, BP, Slim, Crazy Power, The Gore, and FA. What a race!
Lot of grid slots finishing at the top there, didn't they?
It was great, wasn't it? It's going to be hard to pick driver of the day, isn't it? Of course, we do vote for driver of the day in the in the chat.
We'll pick that one.
Yeah, no, I think we've already picked it up. We've our favourite. So great stuff, and from all these guys, and hopefully we'll get to chat with some of the guys in a minute. But how would you sum up that race, Matt? Brilliant.
To be honest, mate, brilliant from start to finish. Thoroughly enjoyed watching that. I said, obviously, Jamie won. Deserved as well, I think. Interesting to see what happened with Samster, and obviously I missed what happened with Slim, but I don't think anybody can complain who won that. And the battle in the last 4 laps was brilliant from all the new guys. Shout out to all of them.
Yeah, it's amazing how they didn't. I thought I was so sure that they was going to crash into each other a couple of times, and somehow it wasn't somehow, they just did it by skill. So congratulations to all those guys. And to be honest, I reckon if I was in that battle, I would have really enjoyed that. Brilliant stuff. So Vanquish has come away from the Italian Grand Prix with still his lead intact, so he hasn't lost or gained anything, which is, to be honest, I think he's excellent from his point of view. But as I said, we got to highlight the future, because Jamie looking very strong in there. We had Nigel, and of course we also had Sars in there as well. So excellent stuff. Of course, next week we are in the Singapore Grand Prix, of course, Formula 1's first ever night race. But before that, we got the Super Guys tomorrow. So Matt will be driving tomorrow along with the rest of the Super Guys in this same race here in Monza.
So we get more than 8 finishes.
Yes, yes. After last week, we're hoping for a lot more than 8 finishers. But to be honest, from my point of view, it was amazing to see. I've never seen a crash like that in all my time. Anyway, guys, I don't think any of the drivers are going to be joining us. I don't think. Is anyone going to be joining us?
I think they'll all be sulking, mate.
No problem.
The ones that usually do.
No problem then. So from us here, it will be goodbye, and we'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel, for the Super Guys. Of course, and it's a very close battle between Prize Kumquat and Blaz. So yeah, looking forward to that. So we're looking forward to that then. Anyway, see you all tomorrow.